Welcome to the Raleigh Board of Selectmen meeting for August 8th at 7 p.m. at the Town Hall. First order of business will be the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'll take the prerogative to lead it myself. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. 3 times in a row.
If you'll permit the chairman to go on the agenda item and slightly out of order, I'd like to go down to old business number 2, an update on Triton Stadium project. I was up to the stadium, I actually at the school, and the superintendent suggested that I go down to the middle school and go up on the second floor, look out and take some pictures, and these were shot from the middle school second floor. As you can see, the turf looks pretty good. They are hoping that everything looks good for the field being ready about Labor Day. There's still some work you can see in the bottom of the picture on the bleachers. The seating is not completed. Let me show you. This is the right-hand side of the field. And I'll show you the amenities building. They ran into some problems. They had some boulders the size of boxcars, and so the amenities building is running about 4 to 6 weeks behind schedule, but they're hoping that they can get that ready. They will have an opening, a dedication ceremony, possibly in October. I don't know exactly. I don't think they're shooting for a September ceremony, but I think they might be able to hit it for October. Things are progressing very well. They're doing a lot of work up there, and it's looking pretty nice. That just shows you some more of the bleacher seating. Looks like they've done a pretty solid job, and the turf looks pretty good. There'll be only bleachers on one side, on the school side. There won't be any bleachers on the marsh side, but the track will run around the whole field. It's quite a setup. It's going to be quite an asset to the school and the Tri-Towns. Any questions, comments? Thank you very much.
That was excellent. Good.
Thank you. Okay. We will have citizens query from 7:10 to 7:15. We have no appointments as such, and we'll get into general business number 1. We have to accept the resignation from water treatment operator number 1, Assistant Chief Operator Robert Gray. Mary Beth Weiser, Water Superintendent, Town of Raleigh Water Department, 401 Central Street, Raleigh, Mass, regarding the letter of resignation. Please accept this letter as notice of my resignation from my position as Assistant Chief Operator. Thank you for the opportunities for professional and personal development that you have provided me during the last 2 years. I have enjoyed working for the Water Department and the town. I appreciate the support provided me during my tenure. It is with regret that my last day of employment will be November 30th, 2016. This has been a difficult decision as I have appreciated the opportunity and enjoyed my time here. I wish you and your staff all the best. In the event you are unable to fill the position, I will be available to work 2 to 3 days a week to assist with the transition. Sincerely, Robert Gray, Assistant Chief Operator.
Give you
Have a motion
accept
to-
it. I'll give you the motion to accept the resignation and send him a letter of thanks.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept the letter of resignation from Robert Gray, Assistant Chief Operator. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, general business number 2, request from Water Superintendent Mary Beth Weiser to lift the hiring freeze for the position of Water Treatment Operator. Number 1, Assistant Chief Operator, Distribution Working Foreman, and Distribution Utility Maintenance Laborer.
Need that motion, Mr. Chairman?
Motion has been made.
Second.
You have a second? All those in favor of lifting the hiring freeze for the request from the Water Superintendent, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. We have a request from the Council on Aging Director, Brianne Walsh, to lift the hiring freeze to post the Council on Aging part-time van driver position.
Give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to lift the hiring freeze to post the Council on Aging part-time van driver position. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And number 4, we have a request from Harbor Master Bill Demento to appoint Coleman Nicholson, Daniel Colpitz, Thomas Colpitz as pump-out boat operators.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend that these 3 applicants be appointed as requested by the harbor master, though I did have a discussion with him late last week that only one has completed the background check. We're still waiting for the other 2 to come in to receive a query check. So
Okay.
that the appointments for Mr. Colpitz, actually, Daniel and Thomas, be conditionally appointed upon completion of that
On
background check.
completion of the background check.
Coleman Nicholson is all set.
Thank you very much.
I'll give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded with the proviso that the background checks for, let's see here, Daniel Colpitz and Thomas Colpitz are completed. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have to review the list of road opening permits that were signed off by the town administrator under the new policy. The following road opening permits were signed off by the town administrator: 489 Havel Street for emergency gas leak repair, 3133 Summer Street for cut and cap of gas service at the gas main in the street, 29 Bradford Street for installation of new gas service, 3133 Pleasant Street for new gas service. Under the new policy, the town administrator has our approval to sign off on the permits, and we will just be notified.
So we're gonna be reviewing the, I mean, just, it's gonna be something that's gonna be happening in the future, or, I thought the policy was to let the town administrator, decide, and that would be the end of it.
Yeah, we're just,
We
we wanted a list of them, that's all.
getting a list.
Just so we know in case
Notify
any
us of
questions.
where permits. Bernie?
Yes. Are the diagrams in support of these requests, is that the kind of information that would be beneficial, so I can pass it on to the Mary Beth Weiser?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, yes, National Grid always provides a sketch as shown by Chairman Perry, and these were all National Grid road opening permits, so that's
The level of detail that's.
that we need, the signatories need to just gather a sense of where that road is going to be open.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Number 6, letter from Michael Veronka, Chief Executive Officer of Action Ambulance Service, Inc., regarding response to medical emergency. Dear board members, at 4:30 a.m. on June 9th, 2016, Town of Raleigh EMS units, police, fire, and action ambulance were dispatched to an infant having a seizure. Upon arrival of Raleigh police officers Matt Duco and Robert Adams, they identified the child was in grave condition and immediately began treating the child in a professional and medically appropriate manner until additional resources could arrive on the scene. Not long after, Action's paramedic unit arrived along with Raleigh Fire Department members, Captain James R. Murray, firefighter Mark Winfrey, firefighter Patrick McManus, and firefighter Matthew Ross. It was determined that the infant continued to remain in critical condition. All of the first responders on the scene worked collaboratively with the advanced life support paramedics from Action in a manner that undoubtedly allowed for a positive outcome for the patient in this chaotic and stressful situation. Additional praise needs to be bestowed on Raleigh dispatcher Dan Morris, as well, who coordinated responding units to the scene, as well as his handling the initial call for assistance and subsequent communications with the family in a professional and appropriate manner. Our paramedic team of Derek Orman and Len McNeil, as well as Action Ambulance Services, wishes to express our gratitude to be working as part of a well-coordinated and professional group of first responders that serve the town of Raleigh. Respectfully submitted, Michael Veronka, EMT, Chief Executive Officer, Action Ambulance. That's a very nice letter, and we should pass along congratulations to all of those.
Make a motion to send letters to all those involved.
I
Thank you.
think that's a great idea.
Second?
We have a motion to send letters to all those involved in this critical action in the response to this child in grave condition. All those in favor say aye.
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 Present.
Joe, it's time for.
The citizens' query time has about 2 more minutes. Okay. Number 7, discuss zoning board of appeals special permit application submitted by Kevin Dalk, 37 Hammond Street, to build detached garage. We have a package from the zoning board of appeals to the town common and the butters. Mr. Dalk wants to,
He wants to build a garage within the 15-foot side setback area. He says that he wants to build it 10 feet from the side lot line. The question I have, though, when you look at the site plan, it actually seems that the garage is going to be outside the 15-foot side setback area, so I really don't understand what this is about, but in any event, it seems to me this is something for the ZBA to review, and I didn't think that we would have any comments about it.
anybody else have a
No, I
comment?
looked it over, I had no comment.
How many square feet is it for?
I think, I just did a calculation, it's, I think it's about 700, it's under the 1,500 foot
Under the 15.
that would require a special permit from the planning board.
Right.
So we have no comment to make to the zoning board of appeals.
Right, I would say.
Thank you very much. Okay, number 8, we have general business number 8. We have the Northeast Mass mosquito control notice on aerial application to control mosquito larvae on coastal salt marshes. Please include the following press release in the next edition of all Essex County newspapers. Should you require further information, please contact me at 978-352-2800. Press release, aerial application to control mosquito larvae on coastal salt marshes. The Northeast Massachusetts Mosquito Control and Wetlands Management District anticipates it may be necessary to conduct a helicopter application of the biological larvicide BTI to control mosquito larvae over coastal salt marshes in Salisbury, Newburyport, Newbury, Ipswich, and Raleigh during daylight hours between July 31st, 2016 and August 13th, 2016. The material to be applied, BTI, Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis, boy, is a natural bacterium
BT.
found in soil and water. BTI,
BTI.
they should have left it at BTI, is a very selective larvicide and is non-toxic to people as well as fish, birds, bees, and to virtually all insect species. BTI only affects mosquito larvae and a few closely related aquatic insects in the fly family. The BTI will be applied by a helicopter flying low directly over the salt marsh. The product name of BTI is Vertibac 12AS EPA registration number 73049-38. Residents need not take any special precautions due to the safety of BTI and because the application will occur directly over salt marsh and not residential areas. For further information, contact Mary Dugan, Executive Director of the Northeast Massachusetts Mosquito Control and Wetlands Management District at 978-352-2800. And that concludes general business. New business. New business number 1. Request from Kathy Sotheby of the Village Pancake House to move date of special one-day liquor license from September 25th, 2016 to October 2nd, 2016. Dear Raleigh Selectmen, I applied for a special one-day liquor license for Sunday, September 25th, 2016, which was approved. Thank you. I am asking to see if this special one-day liquor license could be moved to October 2nd, 2016, same time frame. Any questions, please don't hesitate to call. Thank you. Kathy Sotheby, Village Pancake House, Raleigh, Mass. 978-948-2211. We have a new license to be issued. Have a motion to
Notify the police department instead of registered.
Well, if the board, it's the same, they had to move the event, so if it's, the board approves it, we'll give the chief a copy of that.
Yeah, I'll move that we approve it.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the transfer or change the special day liquor license from September 25th to October 2nd, 2016. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, new business number 2, signed contract extension with PRS Group, Inc. IS coordinators Karen Summit and Sue Bailey request that the Board of Selectmen extend the current contract with PRS Group, Inc. for 1 year as provided for under Section 6-2 of the solicitation. This contract may be renewed for 2 additional years on a year-by-year basis. Please vote to authorize the chairman to sign this contract extension. Agreement between the town of Raleigh and PRS Group.
Give me a motion, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to authorize chairman to sign the contract extension. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 3, sign MIAA membership agreement. The town's insurance carrier, MIAA, has contacted Debbie about the need to have a signed membership agreement on file. The State Division of Insurance is requiring MIAA to have these agreements on file at MIAA. The Board of Selectmen needs to vote to authorize Chairman Perry to sign the agreement. Debbie will get the signed agreement to MIAA.
Be a motion, Mr. Chairman. Sign.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to sign the MIAA membership agreement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Number 4, letter from Tina Swartzes expressing an interest in serving on the Open Space Committee, and letter from the Conservation Commission recommending Ms. Swartzes to be appointed to the Open Space Committee. Let me see, to the Raleigh Board of Selectmen, I am very interested in getting more involved in Raleigh community and would like to be considered for a spot on the Open Space Committee. I have lived in Raleigh now for a little over 3 years with my husband and 2 young children. I have a lot of experience in community involvement and have had the pleasure to meet and befriend many Raleigh residents and very much enjoy living in this community. If you have any questions regarding my experience, please feel free to reach out to me. I have attached an abbreviated resume for your review. I look forward to learning more about our community and helping in any way I can. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Tina Swartzes, Sales Associate, Caldwell Banker Residential Brokerage.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve Tina Swartzes as to be appointed to the Open Space Committee. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And that takes care of new business. Old business, sign the contract with Cassidy Corporation for Annex Parking Lot Project. We have received the signed contract from Cassidy Corporation for the Annex Parking Lot Project. We are contracting with Cassidy for the expansion of the parking in the amount of $17,900. The Board of Selectmen needs to vote and sign the contract.
Mr. Chairman, it's all set to go. The Highway Department and the Light Department collaborated to cut all the necessary trees over there and do some trimming and stuff, so it should be ready to go. So
Excellent.
I'll give you a motion to sign the contract.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to sign the contract with Cassidy Corporation for the Annex Parking Lot Project. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have 2 copies to sign.
Just as an aside, the Council on Aging is very much looking forward to having that parking lot done, because they have a lot of functions over there, and this parking is at a premium, to say the least.
Everybody signs, huh?
Everybody signs. Thank you very much. Old business number 2, update on the Triton Stadium project. Want to do that again? I don't think so. Once is enough. Old business number 3, update on the Pine Grove School project. Chairman Joe Perry will give the board an update on the project. We selected an OPM, Owner's Project Manager, and I'm very, very pleased. We've met with Pink Incorporated. Jennifer Pink, the president of the company, has come to our meetings. She brought with her an architect and a business manager, and they're very enthused. They gave us a lot of great information just last week on the what will be happening with the MSBA and the next steps that we have to take. We will be interviewing the candidates for architect, but the state will select the architect for the Pine Grove School renovation. But we will kind of suggest who we want. But we will get to, hopefully we'll get interested parties, and then we will, the committee will interview them and then make a recommendation. That the project is progressing. We've been meeting. The 15 members of the committee have been coming regularly to the meetings. So Selectman Pierce has been coming and can tell you that we've get good participation from everybody. Karen Summit's been there. Ms. Egan from the town administrator's been there, and it's I think it's coming along. I was kind of listening closely when Jennifer Pink started asking questions. She started looking around the classroom that we were sitting in, which was just a few doors down from the principal's office, and said, "Oh, you have an air conditioner up in the wall, and I don't see any pipes for the what do you call it? The sprinkler system." Yes, and she said, yes, we do have to make some renovations. And of course, we know about the electrical system. So I'm very pleased. I think as an owner's project manager that the Pink Incorporated will do a great job for us and help us out tremendously. I think that will work out to our advantage. Any?
Yeah, I would just second that the consultant, the pig company, they were very impressive, and it's a long, complicated process, kind of a strange process in some ways, but they were able to walk us through it. They seemed very knowledgeable and right on top of things. So I think the subcommittee that selected them seems like they made a very good choice, I would say.
I
based on
would agree.
their performance to date, so.
They have a lot of, they've done a lot of business with the MSBA, so they have a lot of history with it, and they know the ins and outs, and I think we made a good choice. I really do.
Is there hope for going for funding for the next town meeting, or is it something that, do they give any indication how long the process is before we'll be getting
They have a very ambitious schedule. What we're hoping to get enough information. We are hoping to get the architect on board so that we can see some plans and see some actual costs to bring in. It may be as early as the Springtown meeting, but I'm kind of leery about that happening.
Okay.
It may not happen for the Springtown meeting, but they have a very ambitious schedule, and they're going to try to do their best to keep to it. Any other questions? Okay, old business number 4. We should designate a selectman to serve on the designer selection committee for the annex elevation addition. Board of Selectmen needs to designate one of its own to serve on the Designer Selection Committee in accordance with the request for qualifications. The DSE is made up of the Town Administrator, Assistant Town Administrator Natalie Lovett, and one Selectman. The DSE will evaluate the proposals based on the established criteria set forth in the RFQ and submit the list of ranked top 3 finalists to the Board of Selectmen. The DSE will meet next Tuesday, August 16th, 2016 at 10 a.m. to evaluate and rank the proposals. The Selectmen designated tonight will need to be at this meeting. So we have to designate a Selectman to serve on the Designer Selection Committee, and I would like to suggest that Selectman Peterson be our designee.
Yeah, I was
If you would
involved in
accept.
the walkthrough and helping Natalie, working with Natalie for the proposal to hire the architect, so I'd be more than happy to serve, if no objections from me.
Anybody else want to,
If that's a motion, I'll second it.
if you make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded to designate Selectman Peterson to serve on the Designer Selection Committee. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Dave.
That makes a big difference to the town.
Okay. Old business number 5. Oh, it's an update. Update from Chairman Perry on meeting with the Mahaffey family in the site walk of the proposed conservation restriction area on Newbury Road. Chairman Perry met with representatives of the Mahaffey family on July 28th at the site of the proposed conservation restriction. He will update the board on this meeting. It was a very interesting afternoon. I was somehow managed to drive right past Newbury Road. And so I made my way back and made my way down Newbury Road and found the Mahaffey farm, and was kind of pleased that even with all my driving around, that I was the first one to arrive. Of course, the family was there, and they were very, very gracious to us. Vanessa Johnson was there from Greenbelt, and Brent Bazelak from the Conservation Commission. And the family took us on a tour. They have an amazing setup. They have almost like a greenhouse type of setup that they are able to tow from an area they set it in place, and then for the following year, so that you don't burn out one section of ground, they tow it down a whole distance and set it up in another place. And they were growing tomatoes in this greenhouse, and it was just amazing. Then they took us around to all of the areas where the showed us where the conservation restriction will be. They showed us how they're using their farm. They are, a friend has asked them to take some experimental seed and grow them to see how well the variety would do in New England. And their crops were amazing. They had a couple of young boys helping them out on picking weeds and doing things in the garden, and then they were going home, and they told them, take a few vegetables home for supper, and their produce is fresh, and it would look great. They were very, very forthcoming. I thought they provided a lot of great information. They are interested in continuing the farm. Vanessa did point out that that the payment will be going to the Harrison Tenney Trust, and the Mahaffeys will not be receiving that money, but they will continue to farm the area under the conservation restriction. I met the I'm terrible at names at times, the mother and father, and I think I met 2 or 3 of the sons. And they were just amazing individuals. They had so much information. You could see that they were just enjoyed what they were doing, and they had so much information. They were working at being good farmers. They are not organically certified, but they follow the organic principles so that you can have confidence in their farming techniques. It just is that it's a cost to get that certification, and there are some area farmers that don't go for the certification, even though they follow the principles of the organic farming. I was impressed with it. I didn't get to walk the path for the through the woods because at my age I was worn out by the end of walking around the farm area. They did show us a lot of the area.
It was pretty hot
and it
that
was
day,
really
I bet,
something.
right?
It was pretty warm. Yes, it was. It was pretty warm. But they were an amazing family, and I thought I was impressed. I liked the way they were doing things, and I hope they get a chance to continue on.
Did you talk about the parking issue for the public access trail? I thought that was one of the things
We
were gonna
did
talk about.
we did drive down the street a short distance, and there's an area where I guess was it the Mother's Day flood that the water came across and washed.
Yes.
And so it's in that area. There will only be a parking for 2 or 3 cars, but there will be access to the trail from the street side.
Mhm.
They did show that area.
Mm.
It's a nice wooded area, and they said that they would even encourage people where you, according to the dotted line on the graph that we were given, that they would encourage those who are walking the trail, if they come over to the farm and want to purchase a few vegetables, they'd be happy to help them out. So you could walk through the area and get a nice view of the trail and be able to access the farm. I thought it was pretty neat.
Do you have a lot of chickens or cows or anything like that?
They have chickens, they sell eggs,
Mhm.
they do.
Okay.
Don't know if, they used to have cows for dairy. I don't think they do anymore.
Mm.
I don't think they do it anymore.
As far as I know, they don't have any large animals.
Mhm.
They sell at the farmer's market down in Gloucester, is it?
I think they do.
They used to, I don't know if they
I know they
Yeah.
have CSA
Yeah.
shares that they sell for, and they provide produce that way. Any other questions?
Sounds good.
comments? Thank you. Okay. We have minutes.
Hi, Brian.
Ernie?
Right, Brent?
We have minutes for June 27th, 2016. For the regular selectmen's meeting, we have the minutes for June 27th at the executive meeting. We have minutes for the selectmen's meeting for July 6th. Minutes for the selectmen's meeting for July 11th. Minutes for the selectmen's meeting July 25th. And the executive meeting on July 25th.
Any motion for June 27th, regular meeting?
A regular meeting of June 27th. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second? All those in favor of accepting the minutes for the Board of Selectmen meeting June 27th, say aye.
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 Give me a motion for the executive session for June 27th.
The executive session, June 27th.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Give Give you a motion for regular session, July 6th, 2016.
I'll
A
second.
motion to accept the minutes for the Board of Selectmen meeting July 6th. All those in favor say aye.
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 Oh, abstain, okay.
Give you a motion for the regular meeting, July 11th, 2016.
Second.
We have a motion made to approve the minutes for the Board of Selectmen meeting for July 11th. All those in favor say aye.
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 Abstain.
Give you a motion for July 25th, 2016, regular session.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded for the Board of Selectmen meeting for July 25th. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Give you a motion for executive session for July 25th, 2016.
Second.
Motion's been made for the executive meeting of the Board of Selectmen for July 25th. All those in favor say aye. Aye. And that takes care of the minutes. Okay, we have announcements. The Raleigh Water Department has set a mandatory water ban in place. Outdoor watering is not permitted during the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The town has the following vacancies: fence viewer, 3 positions; wood, lumber, and bark inspector; zoning board of appeals associate, 2 seats; Parks and Recreation Committee, 1 seat; Open Space Committee, 1 seat; and deputy shellfish constable, 2 positions. For more information on these positions, please contact the Selectman's office at 948-2372. The Raleigh Food Pantry is in need of donations. The food pantry is open Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Thursdays from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And I would remind you that the summertime is a difficult time for the food pantry, and people are on vacation, and they still need and have requests for food, and we need donations. We have an executive session, collective bargaining strategy, AFS-CME, Local 2905, and Massachusetts Coalition of Police, MCOP, Local 360. The chairman calls for a motion to go into executive session for the following purpose: to discuss collective bargaining strategies, AFS-CME, Local 2905, and the Mass Coalition of Police, MCOP, Local 360, because an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the town, and to not return to open session.
Give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded, and has to be approved by roll call.
Aye, Robert Murray.
Aye, Cliff Pierce.
Aye, Joe Perry.
I vote so.
Aye, Dave Peterson.
Thank you very much.